This show is brought to you by Nice Mug. Nice Mug is the only mug made entirely out of ice. For more information, go to nicemug.com and enter the coupon code SAUNA for 10% off your entire purchase. Us sauna enthusiasts, we get it. We're out there in our backyards, we're out there in our cabins, we're out there in hard nature, enjoying our sauna. And we know that sauna is not just about the hot room. There's this ritual, this experience, this yin and yang, this balance of the heat and the cold. A sauna is not just the hot room. The sauna hot room is where we spend 10 to 15 minutes getting super hot and all sweaty, water on the rocks, and then we go outside and we jump in a cold lake or a cold shower, cold plunge, and then breathe in the nature, breathe in the fresh air. This is the integral part of the sauna experience. This is what we know. And so when we think of others that may know sauna only as a place in a health club with maybe compromised heat, not a fulfilling experience, and then leaving that, diving into a warm pool or taking a warm shower, it's just scraping the surface to what we know as the true, authentic sauna experience. So I think intuitively, what we know also is that this cold water therapy business makes sense. It makes sense as a complement to our sauna rounds, to our heat up, is our cool down. And I always, believe in this rubber band theory, the full expansion of our minds and our bodies, muscles, through the heat, and then the contraction through the cold. It just opens things up like really wonderfully. And in this episode of Sauna Talk, we'll learn more about this. And as we sort of peel back the onion toward the health and wellness benefits of sauna, and there's certainly a lot of studies being undertaken right now. I have a keen interest in partaking in some of these studies and providing a really good, kick-ass, authentic sauna for clinical studies for sauna. I find it's right in parallel with our guest today on this episode of Sauna Talk. So that's why I'm super overjoyed to share this episode with you guys, because we have a guest that really gets it, really understands the benefits, from a clinical aspect. And I think this is the cutting edge of where we are. This is one of the reasons why I started Saunatimes many years ago. And so this is why I'm excited about everybody listening here and all the many hundreds, thousands of people who I have helped build their own authentic saunas through the DIY ebook. So we're on the cusp of some really awesome stuff. The 612 Sauna Society here in town, collaborating with JP, the founder. There's a real building. I could start listing many, many names here. I hope a lot of you guys listening, understand that you have a place because we have this tribe and we have this movement, and a key element to it is this guest. So I want to just share with you my excitement for this episode of Sauna Talk. So I started Saunatimes about 10 years ago with a vague yet committed intent to share the goodness of authentic sauna with others. I started Sauna Talk, this podcast, a year or so ago. At that time, I created an intention to host 3 specific guests to Sauna Talk. I'm so pleased to share with you all right now one of these 3 guests. My vision was to be able to bring you this guest to Sauna Talk, and here he is. Let me tell you a little bit about Wim Hof. Wim is Dutch. He was born in 1958. He is nicknamed the Iceman, and here's why. Wim Hof holds 26 world records, including a world record for the longest ice bath. Wim describes his ability to withstand extreme cold temperatures as being able to, quote, turn his own thermostat up, unquote, through breathing exercises. In February 2009, Wim Hof reached the top of Mount Kilimanjaro in his shorts within 2 days. He completed a full marathon above the Arctic Circle in Finland in temperatures close to minus 20 degrees Celsius, minus 4 degrees Fahrenheit, dressed in nothing but shorts. Wim Hof finished in 5 hours and 25 minutes. In 2011, Wim Hof broke the ice endurance record twice, in Inzell in February and in New York City in November, setting a new Guinness World Record, sitting in an ice bath for 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 42 seconds. In September, Wim Hof ran a full marathon in the Naim Desert in Africa without water under the supervision of this guy, Dr. Theus Ijivigolis. Attending a conference with Wim Hof. I was super excited to be chosen to attend AFES in Montego Bay, Jamaica. This was an invitation-only conference put on by Mind Valley, a learning experience company that publishes ideas and teachings by the best authors in personal growth, health and fitness, spirituality, productivity, mindfulness, and more. The theme for this gathering, enhanced state of consciousness. Wim Hof was one of the top speakers for this conference. The Wim Hof method hits this theme square on the head. For those in attendance, about 350 of us, we are demographically aligned for the Wim Hof method. There were health practitioners, yoga instructors, traditional and non-traditional doctors, and a bunch of successful tech entrepreneurs looking to find deeper meaning. Most all of us had an understanding of the Wim Hof method, and Wim was in his element. Part TED Talk with insightful presentations, and part Burning Man with awesome parties. Locking down a free spirit. At the conference, I was out of my element the first couple of days. Being focused on trying to lock down Wim for Sauna Talk, responsibility before privilege, as my 6th grade teacher drilled into me, it was hard for me to be in the moment for the presentations or the parties. I had my podcast recording equipment with me and was trying to be respectful to Wim while trying to work in a time for this Sauna Talk interview. It was important for me to have him understand what Saunatimes is all about, the appreciation of the authentic sauna experience. Like with the Wim Hof method, we know that sauna is good for us. I felt it important for Wim to know that I've been actively doing the Wim Hof method for over 2 years. I was focused on getting his take on my instinct that his breathing method and cold water therapy are in step with sauna. My hunch is that Wim Hof understands and enjoys sauna. We sauna enthusiasts love the cold plunge. The Wim Hof method, deep breathing and taking control of our autonomic nervous system, is in parallel to sauna. Sauna and Wim Hof method are related, cousins. So back to Montego Bay, Jamaica. Thankfully, I found a moment to introduce myself to Wim. It was after our dinner party, night 1, on the beach. I spotted Wim at the party. Be cool, I kept telling myself. Wim was in his shorts and t-shirt, no shoes, my kind of guy. I reached out my hand. I tried to be both friendly and yet with a purpose. We talked and connected as I hoped we would. We talked about clinical studies, taking his work to the next level. I talked about my interest in clinical studies with sauna, taking sauna to the next level. Wim agreed to Sauna Talk. At some point in our conversation, I mentioned to Wim that his technique, the Wim Hof method, and sauna go together like peanut butter and jelly. Wim got a big smile with that, and we created a bond from that, and I was most pleased. Tracking down a free spirit like Wim is not easy. From my side of things, we had a great first encounter that first night. Barefoot on the beach, he said to me, "I'll do your Sauna Talk." A great first step. But when, I asked, he says, 5 o'clock tomorrow, on the beach. Then Wim drifts off. Will he remember? I watch him moving on to others. I notice that Wim Hof has only one button. He is on all the time, barefoot and carefree, but I rightfully sense that he is locked down and committed to what he knows, his mission. I meet Wim's son, Enham. He is yin to Wim's yang. Enham is in his mid-30s. Enham is Wim's business manager. I quickly realize that one of Enham's roles is to keep guys like me in check. Enham reveals to me the business operation. Wim works for me. And you'll hear more about this during our Sauna Talk. Safe to say, there is nothing like family when it comes to being a business manager. So 5 p.m. the next day comes and goes. Heavy afternoon rain puts a hiccup on any chance of connecting with Wim Hof for our Sauna Talk, and I'm left empty once again. The party of that night is off-site, up in the jungle in Jamaica at a Rastafarian village. 300 to 400 of us, but Wim is easy to spot, completely unpretentious, in front of the stage, deep into free-form dancing and even deeper into the mud from the rain earlier that evening. It's hard to lock down a free spirit. The next morning, Wim is on stage. He is presenting his story, the Wim Hof method. Deep breathing and, quote, rewriting the history books. Basically, how we can take control of our bodies through our minds. As humans, we have become soft, air conditioning everywhere, and losing touch with our connection to, quote, hard nature. Wim is making bold claims, but he is backing it up with clinical studies that are showing how this can be done. There is the famous study from the University of Amsterdam that dispels the myth that Wim is, quote, a freak of nature. In this study, a control group is injected with a bacteria, and the other group, after 4 days of training with Wim, were all able to ward off the fever, nausea, and sickness from the bacteria. As Wim says, breathing, can it be this simple? So the audience hangs on every word during Wim's presentation. And then afterwards, I track him down, leaving the conference hall. Enhem is whisking him away. We need to go do photos. They head down the hallway to their suite, leaving me hanging once again. I'm starting to think that this Sauna Talk may not happen. I'm bummed out. There's some good news in that Enhem and I are connected via text, and after about a half an hour of me feeling empty, he responds. I read, now may be a good time for the interview. On the beach is probably a good spot. Wow. I jump up and head down the hall. I see Enhem and a couple photographers, followed by him, coming the other way. Enhem doesn't see me walking his direction, but Wim spots me and gets wide-eyed. He calls me to him with a silent wave. He grabs my arm and whispers into my ear, let's go Sauna Talk. I feel a huge wave of relief. We turn the opposite way. Wim turns to look over his shoulder like a kid. We are ditching his manager, his son. We turn the corner, and we are free. Now I know that I finally got Wim Hof for Sauna Talk. We head out to the beach area and find ourselves a quiet area, far from the beachgoers, far from everyone, including far away from his son, Enhem. We settle in, and I flip on the microphone and make double sure the recording is working. And then we dive deep into this episode of Sauna Talk.
Trust my feeling. I can trust my feeling. Yes. Good.
I want to welcome all you listeners to Sauna Talk, and I couldn't be more overjoyed than to be with this guest to my right here, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Yes, that's my name, Wim. Sauna Talk, Wim Hof, the Iceman, you know. And you guys also know Sauna Talk. It's very nice because when you feel alive and sweating and then getting into the cold, then that is art of living. And that's what I do, and I love it. I got my own sauna at home, and I love to go into the swimming pool. Not just the sauna, it's the whole thing together. Coming together and sharing, and then going into the cold. And you guys know the cold is merciless but righteous.
That's
right.
And the tribe that we've built here with Saunatimes, Wim, I don't even know if you know the full story about Saunatimes. This is the podcast Sauna Talk, but it's been very rewarding to write the Build Your Own Sauna ebook and help people literally all over the world build their own saunas in their own backyards. And the critical element that you can relate to is backyard, meaning outside, in nature. And so many of the folks that build their own saunas are in cold climates, right? So they're able to leave the house and get into hard nature, as you call it. We build outdoor cold showers, and the cold plunge is, as you know, a really critical part of a good sauna experience. So can you speak a little bit about what you mean by hard nature and how it relates to the Wim Hof method?
Ice water is has a direct impact past the conditioning of our mind. And the conditioning is because of the comfort zone behavior of ours, together with the stress, quite profane. and it weakens our systems. So the cold exerts so much into our bodies and our minds that it just cuts through the conditioned mind and body into the depth of our physiology. And the heart nature, actually, I always say the cold is my warm friend, because the vascular system, 80,000 miles within every one of us, is through the stimulation of the cold being trained, stimulated, and thus all the millions of primitive muscles going to work, wake up, and relieve the heart of stress. By regular exposure to cold, your heartbeat will go down with, say, 30, because the 30 beats a minute, 24 hours a day. And that is because those millions of primitive little muscles in our vascular system are being optimized. Thus, the transportation system is going to be great. All the nutrients and oxygen get in the body into the cells. Thus, you get a lot more energy. So, for those who are afraid of the cold, I say the investment is being paid back with health, happiness, and strength, with connection into the depth, and it's unpayable. It's great, and it feels, yes, sorry for my French, it feels just fucking great.
Say it, man. It just feels good. And Wim, you help and you train folks from all over the world, going to different seminars. In that, is there any is there any problem with people getting into the cold using sauna first? Do you see that as a compliment, or is it does it lay in well with your practice as you help other people with the Wim Hof method using sauna?
Yeah, sauna is great. Is to start up with dilatation of the veins and everything in the capillaries. Once again, 80,000 miles we are talking inside of each and every one of us. So the sauna is able to open us up, bring in the thermostat, and thus we are able to go into cold water afterwards. And that's a very good way to not forcefully go into the cold at first, because our vascular system, because of wearing clothes all the time, hasn't been stimulated for a long time. So first get into the heat of the sauna, then into the cold. And then if you do this on regular basis, then at a certain point you will see that your vascular system, you get more energy, you feel better in your adrenal axis. That means, powerful. And and then you feel by yourself to go first into the cold water and then into the sauna. And that's so, once again, it's French, fucking rewarding. So it's just get into it and then have great sharings in the sauna, both and in the cold. And have your vascular system optimized the way nature meant it to be, to bring about all the energy you need, all the energy, and take a bath therein. It's great. It's just great.
In nature too, right?
Oh yeah, in nature. Cool down in nature and getting into the inner nature and begin to understand the soul's purpose of being in harmony, fully and in the depth, through the cold and through the heat. Train on, be on, share it with everybody. It's all about the love.
Right on. Well said, Wim. Now, as more and more people are getting into the authentic sauna experience, I joked with Wim earlier about how sauna is and the Wim Hof method, they go together so well, like peanut butter and jelly kind of thing. They're so complementary, because a good sauna experience on the bench in the hot room, it gives the sauna bather like a focus within. They start to listen to their core of their body. And a lot of people, when they first go into a sauna, as we know, folks that own saunas invite people over to sauna parties, like, oh my God, it's so hot in here. But it's only hot on the skin. If you think about your inner core and you build the heat in your inner core, and then you leave the hot room for the cold plunge, it's kind of the opposite in the Wim Hof method, where when you go into the ice bath, your mind is telling you this is really cold, but you call it inner fire, that you want to retrain your mind. A parallel, yeah?
Absolutely, the connection brain-body. It exists, and we have proven this through scientific research, comparative studies, and made people able, within a couple of days, actually intensive training, in a couple of days to reach a connection, to reach and influence deeply into the autonomic nervous system, innate immune system, only using the cold. The cold, once again, is our warm friend. It brings the vascular system to the optimum, so the blood flow is going to be a whole lot better. Heartbeat is going to go down, and your brain begins to connect at will with the autonomic nervous system, together with the innate immune system. That means your health is going to be your choice. You better go into the sauna, better go into the cold and learn all about it, because it's your body, and your body should be your body, you know?
Yes.
Your friend. You're beautiful. Make love to it.
Spot on. And all you listening will have no problem if you're not doing the Wim Hof method, because you know sauna as well as we do know sauna. Adopting and putting the Wim Hof practice into your life will be super easy, because you already experience this. You already know the feeling from sauna, and you're just now able to expand it through the Wim Hof method. And I can only speak personally. When I first heard about Wim about 3 years ago, I adopted the Wim Hof method, and I still do it maybe 3-4 times a week. I find in the morning is best to do it as Wim suggests, and then
Empty stomach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Empty stomach is the best.
Yeah, to get the deep breathing going without the blockage of oxygen consumption because of the digestion and all. So you really are able to make yourself alkaline within 20-25 minutes through breathing exercises. And the cold does it. If you go into the cold as the first time, you know what happens. That's deep breathing, baby. That's back to the nature who you are, and the cold reminds you this is who you are. This is the way you should bring in the vital force, the life force called breathing into the depth. And then you become aware of your physiology, and then the magic of the physiology is going to happen for anybody who's going to do this. Just do it.
Just do it. Yeah. In the morning, like 3 rounds of breathing. Go right into the push-ups. Do the exercises. I was chatting with Wim the other night about how, to me, it's the big 3. I mean, you have the meditation of the deep breathing. You have the exercises of the push-ups and some of the exercises after the rounds of breathing, and then the yoga, the stretches. It's just a great foundation to start the day. And I find I sauna in later. Like Wim Hof method is on its own, and sauna is on its own. People ask me, do you breathe in the hot room? And I don't. Right, Wim?
If you are too hot, then breathe like... You bring it in, you squeeze with your lips, and you breathe to your teeth. It's making it cool. That's there are different ways to cool yourself down while being in extreme heat. I've been doing a full marathon in the heat of the desert without drinking, and that's because I learned to go and control the temperature impact in the cold. So whatever you learn in the cold makes you able to go in the heat as well. That is the thermoregulation of the hypothalamus in the deepest part of the brainstem. It's all about heat, cold, impact on the body, and learning how to handle it. So sauna is able to do that because it's heat. And you learn to remain brain-body control and into the core body temperature. And have control. It's mind over matter. And it's done through those beautiful teachers, the heat and the cold. Mind about that.
Yes. And I've asked some Saunatimes readers to submit a couple of questions. I just got a couple came to mind. Well, actually, a bunch of people have asked me to ask you in the last 24 months, last couple of years. Can you update listeners about what studies are being done? You mentioned on stage just a little bit ago, and I was hoping you could fill in the audience.
Yes, there's a whole lot of 10 universities right now working on inflammation, on chronic pain, depression, or mental disorders. and they see this is the missing link. It brings people back in connection with say the periaqueductal gray hemisphere. That's the brain stem, the reptilian brain. They're a big reptile. It moves when it becomes warm. A reptile is when it starts. That's why it's the reptilian brain, and the cold and the heat, they awaken those deeper parts of the brain, and then it gets the right oxygen. It gets the right stimulation, and thus the brain connection within from our neocortex, which is our daily brain and thinking, suddenly gets into this deep brain stem, being able to stimulate it. Thus, that is about life, about survival, about the sense of why we are here without words. It's a great feeling.
What universities specifically are you directly working with right now?
Yes, that is an MRIT. It's Melbourne, Stanford, University of San Francisco, and the UCSF in San Francisco. Big time, even big time on the DNA and the telomeres, the gene expression, anxiety. Then Hanover in Germany. On emotional reactivity, also very deep brainstem stimulation, and they see that this is the missing link. Besides of doing studies with Radboud University on pain, chronic pain and inflammation with spectacular results, already completed, very soon is going to be published. It's in the publishing now. And then we have Amsterdam with the AMC on rheumatoid conditions, and very successful. And Michigan on brain. It shows that we are able to tap into areas of the brain which was considered to be autonomic, like outside of our will. Now it's inside of our will, and the consequences are making the professors say this is a transformational technique that will change mental health care, as if nothing. We're gonna break the old patterns and bring back health, happiness, and strength. And you better be on it. Take your sauna, share it, go into the cold, and learn about yourself in the depth, the way nature meant it to be. Happy, strong, and healthy.
Fantastic, Wim. I want to drill in just a little bit deeper about these universities, because a lot of people are interested. Do you physically go to these colleges and universities? And you must be a busy guy if you do.
Yeah, I'm a busy guy, but studies are always priority number one for me, because I want to leave no room for speculation. Yes. So I'm taking that out. And you can look on my website for that, the Wim Hof method.com. All the university, I cannot imagine. It is too much going on, too many of papers, and they all solid, millions of data we got, and it all proves we are able as humans to overcome the matter by our mind. Just get back in the brain-body connection the way nature meant it to be. And we got it backed up with a whole lot of science. So no room for speculation. If you really want to know, you get there and you endorse yourself with the information provided through our website. It's all for free, and there's even a free course you can go into it. And feeling is understanding. Go feel. And then there is no room for blah, 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 and blow, blow.
And that's exactly right. Now, all of you people who are into sauna will have no problem with this feeling, because it's very complimentary. And I think everybody that enjoys sauna is going to absolutely love the Wim Hof method if they're not partaking in it for their own health. And I want to just tell you guys a little story about this. We were up till what time last night, Wim?
That was from 7 to 4 o'clock in the morning, when I found myself without clothes in the Jamaican ocean.
Yeah, man. We were in a Rastafarian camp together.
Dancing our socks off in the mud. Yeah. I was as brown as any Rastafari.
And your hair looked the same too.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Fully confused. My hair is just gone, and whatever it was. It was a heaven of a party.
Yeah, it was a hell of a party too, man.
Yes, a hell of a party, heaven of a party.
So here's the
We gotta
thing.
change those words from hell of a party to heaven of a party.
Yeah, we had a heaven of a party.
Sometimes parties suck.
Yeah.
This one didn't.
We had a great time, but here's the thing. So we got up this morning. You know, I don't know. Did you set an alarm this morning?
Yeah. I don't know how I woke up, and you know, with a little hangover, because red wine, stay close.
Hey,
to
I
me.
saw a red stripe in your hand. Were you mixing drinks?
Oh yeah, anything. I don't care. I know how to detox.
Well, that's the point, and that's why I wanted to frame up what we were doing last night, because this morning Wim on stage said, okay, who's got a hangover? And a bunch of us raised our hands, and I'm telling you, I feel great right now. And tell the listeners what we did after you asked who's got a hangover.
Yeah, let's have the hangover get a hangover, you know? And that's only for that. You do the breathing techniques. As we just go on the website and you follow this breathing, and it really works in the depth. So just for that, listening to this podcast, or it is Sauna Talk right now, just because this breathing is able to detox after you have a hangover, hey, man, let's party on and be able to detox from now on. And just get it. Look on my website. And it's so simple. Can it be so simple? Shit, it is so simple. Sorry. Yeah, do it.
Yeah, you don't need any pills. You wake up with a hangover. There's no aspirin. You just deep breathe. You follow the Wim Hof method, and I'm a testimonial to this. I was up till 4 a.m, and I feel great right now with just 2 rounds of breathing in the room.
Isn't that amazing, huh? Yeah. Amazing. And you know, when they catch you, and that's maybe a wrong thing to say, you know, the police, and they stop you, pull over. This is what I always do, you know, where I'm completely drunk. But then I do my breathing, and then I keep on going, man. Even with a machine, you can see it.
Well, you're no stranger to machines. You've been hooked up to machines like crazy. They think you are a freak of nature. All of these initial studies, and then you prove them wrong by bringing in people, just people with no experience, and randomly, like, and with some quick training, they became like you, able to ward off bacteria, inject it into the system. I mean, are you doing more of those type of studies, or is the proof there?
Oh no, the proof is there, but you know how stubborn the human mind is. So you got to prove it again, until they see and they have to yield. Because our whole industries on our disease, guys, on our we are being manipulated. And I say, fuck those, man. But be happy, strong, and healthy. And we got the science, millions of data, showing that we are the alchemists, not them. Not the control. We control ourselves deeply, embrace it, and bring the love of being happy, strong, and healthy, or the linking up brain-body connection with the hormonal system, innate immune system, on the level of the autonomic nervous system, to us back. That is bringing back the confidence and the belief that feel it, that we are the ones to be happy, strong, and healthy.
And this is free. Air is free, right? Yes. And the Wim Hof method does not require a yoga mat. It doesn't require, signing up for some class or whatever. You have it within yourself to do the deep breathing exercises, and you will see it. And this is what's so great about sitting with Wim right now, is we're on the cusp of more people understanding this through clinical studies. Like Wim's saying, working with the universities is very important, because people don't want to accept that it can be so simple and that it's free. Right, Wim?
Yes, it's no space in between there. It's what it is. So as simple as it is, take it on. And if you got difficulties, old traumas and old phobias and inhibitions, and even epigenetical diseases and things like that, you can bring the solution. Just look me up and have a great sauna talk.
A couple quick questions as it relates to sauna, Wim. You know, I asked all guests that. Well, first of all, tell us, the listeners, a little bit about your sauna. Where is it? Where's it located, and what's it like?
I got a nice barrel sauna. and yeah, it's near my swimming pool in the Netherlands. And the Netherlands right now, it's like November, it's cold outside. I don't need to cool down the swimming pool. It's just ready for usage all winter time. And it's nice and freezing. That's the way I like it. So and then to go so rewardingly into the barrel sauna is amazing. And talks about sanity, about relieving the stress, and about bringing back the sanity of cells biology in the depth. And now we know it is so. And when I'm doing the research on the DNA, on the telomeres and the genome expression, it all works. Yeah. You better get on this train because it's going to go to your destiny.
Yeah, man. When you think about your sauna session, like you wake up, you're in your home in the Netherlands, and you say, I'm going to sauna today. And when you think about that day, from thinking about sauna to stepping in for your first round, to the cool down, to going back in the hot room, as you think about a typical Wim Hof sauna session, is there a moment that brings you the most joy in your sauna session?
Yeah, easy does it. Sauna is like embracing a very nice woman. So you go in and totally let go. And then the heat comes, and then the little droplets come over your body, and they begin to, they say, the shit is coming out. Yeah, oh, it's so nice. Then I'm training. I'm moving my hands and get the air to work me. But, sprinkle the water over and get even more. So hot, so hot. Wow. That's the way I like my baby. Hot, hot, hot. Yeah, water on the rocks and everything, Yeah. And that once I'm really fully on, and the sweating is all there, and I go out and have the greatest plunge ever in my cool pool.
Would you say that plunge is about the best moment of your sauna session, the cold plunge, or is there a part of the sauna sequence that you love the most?
Once you go into the sauna, the great thing is you actually shut up. You shut up and you're fully on. And that's because the flow of energy within is subtly at work. And so that's when you got to shut up. And share it, yeah. And
solitude and friendship.
Yes. Yeah. It's all there, yes.
When
the tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tribal, you bring 100 people together, and they're all strangers. But in the sauna, you open up, because your body is opening up. And then your mind follows. That mind is going to be, the helmet, you're going to take off the helmet, and you're going to feel the freedom of your mind because of the heat, because of the opening up of the vascular system and everything. It's there. Heat and cold. Great teachers.
When you think about sauna, if you could sauna with anybody in the world, past, present, dead, alive, you and one other person on the sauna bench, who would you like to share a sauna with?
Who would I like to? Maybe the most powerful people in the world. Just their politics and bollocks go and talk some sense about health, happiness, and strength. And for the rest, I just go with the guys who know how to let go, and they just do it. And it's great to be like a tribe. But you get more energy. It's flowing through everybody, and that's sanity. So anytime anybody who is with me, he's going to open up, and we're going to learn about the true nature of energy and being. So that's the soul, and that's with whom I want to be always.
If you could have a mobile sauna, Wim, and bring it anywhere in the world, I mean, you've traveled all over the world, many places, mountains, climbing, cold plunges, Iceland, Poland. If you could bring a mobile sauna anywhere in the world, where would you like to bring a mobile sauna and take a sauna?
Yeah, in Poland, for example, I got... in my backyard is a big cascade, a waterfall about 10 meters going down, and it's really, really in the shadows and the pine trees. It's mystical, but it's freezing fucking cold. And if you got a barrel sauna there on wheels, then that is heaven. So you got heaven and hell, and and that's it. Heaven and hell, heaven and hell.
Is that a wood burning sauna?
Yes, a wood burning sauna.
Can you tell the difference? Can you tell the difference between the heat with wood versus electric?
Yeah, wood is more intense. Yeah. It's more intense and cleaner. So more natural, yes. Yeah. And it's what it is. But I go for any sauna anyway. But if you are really cold, you don't care if it is electrical or done by gasoline or wood. You just want to get the fuck in and heat up and feel great, rewarding. You know, it's the heat and the cold, the differences that makes our vascular system so moving. It's being alive.
One of the things I love about what Wim is up to is the idea of helping people. The Wim Hof method can help anybody, yet those that are really in need, really suffering. And this is what's exciting about these clinical studies, bringing in a health professional to help introduce the Wim Hof method to people really in need is really, I think, the next big step for the Wim Hof method. And it parallels sauna. We're building a mobile sauna, and we want to bring it to different universities and hospitals with the idea of helping people experience sauna. And I'm telling you, the Wim Hof method is a key component of that therapy, the hot and the cold. So like I said, peanut butter and jelly, or you can call it what you want, vodka tonic, there's all kinds of combinations, but the Wim Hof method is directly aligned with the inner fire of cold, the hard nature, and we experience that with our saunas in nature. In the cold, and we're just really excited to be able to bring this to people of all types, especially people in need. And Wim, if you could maybe just share a little list of people with the clinical studies that we're helping, people with
yes,
ailments.
You know, autoimmune diseases. Yeah. It's because we don't, or we are not able to access in the depth of our tissue. So I can tell you, a sauna, together with cold, that those different open up the tissue and bring in the right chemistry. Thus, take away the cause for autoimmune diseases, inflammation. So inflammation is the cause of actually any disease, both mental and physical. Don't forget it. Just go into the practice of the sauna, and we keep on doing the clinical studies to get it implemented into regular healthcare all over the world, and through university studies. Another thing is, if you guys are out there and want to cooperate in something, we could develop something, practical. Could be a sauna thing, could be a sauna a cold thing. I'm always open for cooperation. Yeah, man. Co-op.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna take that one step further. A lot of people are into sauna in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're working at the University of Minnesota, trying to get a leader at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. And I'm putting you on a little bit on the spot, Wim, but when we get our sauna act figured out, in other words, an authentic wood-burning, kick-ass mobile sauna that we can deploy for clinical studies, I'm putting you on the spot, but can we get you on the calendar to come to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and really implement some of this important work within the community of the medical community and traditional medical community, and get them on board in Minnesota?
Yes, I told you already, the priority number one is scientific studies. No room for speculation. If you get me on there, I was there in Duluth in the School of Medicine, together also on the campus with a documentary, ABC News documentary, medical mysteries. I was already there, but I'm thrilled to go back and do clinical studies together with the doctors. Yes. They can read me up and see the possible implications, how to battle, suppress, and show it to suppress inflammatory markers, cytokines, which is the cause of almost any disease. So we're using the sauna and the cold in the right way, together with deep breathing. Remember what happens when you go into the cold. And I got to figure it all figured out, like technically how to manipulate the deeper systems of ours by pneumatic control of your breath and use it the right way. And that's something different than just breathing, you know. There is real science behind it, and the cold is a great force of nature, elemental force of nature. And we use the cold to learn about how to deal with the stress impact, severe stress impact. I mean, freezing cold is severe stress impact, and learn how to deal with that stress. And with that stress control comes the ability to handle stress of daily life in any way.
Exactly. And this is quite a commitment for women. It just explains, it helps to frame up how important these clinical studies are for Wim Hof, because Wim, your life changed about 10 days ago, big time. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, that was a big clinical study called Baby. I got a new baby, guys. I feel alive. One of the things through the breathing is, I'm 58 and I got a new baby, is that the genomes are working better in the DNA, and that means one of those genomes is the virility genome. I can tell you, it really works.
So here he is, a new father again.
Yes.
And
I'm happy. Yeah. I'm happy. I got a lovable son. Yeah. And my mother-in-law, she says, it's a handsome little dude.
Yeah, man. And so what a commitment Wim's making. I mean, a newborn at home in Holland, and this willingness to travel and to bring the message, this important change in our health system through deep breathing. It's just a great commitment you're making to your movement, and it's just must be quite exciting for you to see the growth that you're seeing. It was hard to sit down with you. You know, I mean, you're a busy man, and to get this moment with you, it made my trip. It absolutely made my trip.
And my son helps me. He's great. He's also strictly following the protocol. Yeah. So we were as a group, we were walking through the building, and my son always keeps Glenn out of the den. You know, there was no way to get together, and we are here roaming about like 3 days already, and he hadn't the chance to do this chat. I said, let them walk. They are walking now, and they are talking to each other, and then we separated little by little, and then we were gone.
We were like kids. We ran away from his manager.
Yes. Yeah. How do you say we lost him. We lost him.
Oh, yeah, we were looking for him, and we lost him. But, Wim, how many managers have you had before your son?
Oh, yeah. Like Jesus had 12 apostles, I had 12 managers, and they all fucked me up. You know, they wanted the money, but I was okay. I went through all the cities in the world doing my shit. Yeah. I felt great doing it, but they took a lot of money, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. I think it's a sort of inherent to our mammalian nature, something like that. Yeah. It's called stealing, you know. Yeah, but not. It doesn't matter. My son, per accident, he is my son, but he also makes good money through me. I'm his best asset, and sometimes I'm a bad ass too. But I got this joke, man. I went to Africa very successfully on Kilimanjaro, and I summit with people with Crohn's disease, arthritis, cancer, asthma, anything in record times, in shorts, like 44 hours, now 28 hours. And I do it successfully. And then afterwards, I go to the Serengeti. That is the endless space, Serengeti, Swahili. And there you got this big elephant. And he is 7.5 tons. And he is big. Loxodonta africana, big time. And together with the Maasai, I know how to approach the big elephant without disturbing his vibe. So I go very close to his belly and then to the back. Lift up his tail, and there I see it. A big black asshole. And it's so big, man. It's Black Africa right there. Boom. Oh, but slowly getting the tail back and getting back from the elephant very diligently back into the town, having a reception on the phone. And there, I call my son and say, I found him, the biggest elephant in the world. Ah, what an ass! But you are still the biggest asshole. That's family, man.
That's great. Wim, you've been a very generous guy to spend this time together. We're on the beach. We're in Jamaica. Normally, as I was explaining, we do Sauna Talk on the sauna bench. But we got a little sweat brewing right now. It really feels a little sauna, right?
Oh, yeah. No, this is sauna outside. Yeah. You go inside with the air conditioning. You come out and boom. Yeah. It's like sauna. You know what we are talking about. Yeah. That's what is happening here all over. Yeah. The palm trees growing and the sea is there, and we are Jamaica. Yeah. You become relaxed if you are in the sauna temperatures like this. That's so right. It's great. This is Sauna Talk too. Yeah. That's the way.
And on behalf of Sauna Talk, I just want to thank you again, Wim, for spending time with us together. Great brother. You're a great man.
And you're a good guy. So I can sense that, so I have a good time. It's like family. We know each other.